In this video, we're going to talk about data management. In particular, where we're going to try to look at two different sets of data that come in and how we can take data from one source and combine it with another. That's very typical whenever we're working with any type of databases. It goes along with Chapter 2.1 of the Jaggi et al. Business Analytics textbook, where, as you can see here, we have data that comes in where we have a student number, the year that they came in, their gender, and some other information. However, we also have other data that's kept in another data file. And in this other data file, we have just the student name, where we have a student number and this other information. Often this happens because we will have data that we want to have anonymized, if you will, where you can't see exactly the student's name, and then somewhere else where we're hiding the student's actual identity in this case. But there are times, once again, whenever we're looking at the student data, and if I just want to work with one single table, how do I take the data from this file and bring it into this file? So with that stated, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a function that's called a Vlookup, as in vertical lookup. We do that by taking, first of all, the data that we're going to bring information in from. You can see the student number here, 20,001, as Mary Zimmerman, and over here 20,001. It would be nice if we had a column here, and I just left-clicked, right-clicked, and I'm going to insert a column. I'm going to call this first name. Again, I'm going to left-click and then right-click, insert. We'll call this last name. And it may be that if I just took and copied everything from here and pasted it here, it would be okay. However, we want to make sure that we have an exact match. Okay, we want an exact match of what's going on. So the Vlookup function, I'm going to start typing it in here so you can see what we need to have in it. Vlookup looks for a value, leftmost column, and then returns the value from the same row of a column that you specify. All right, so it wants to look up this value, and then it'll return a value from the other. The only other thing that we need to make sure that we do is we need to name the data. So I'm coming back over here, I'm going to left click, drag across all of this. And in this block here, let's name it. Okay, I just left clicked in that block. I'm going to write this as students, hit enter. And now anytime we come back here, we can see students is a set of information that I could go back and refer to. Also notice that this is going to be referred to as our array of students. This is column 1, column 2, column 3. So let's type in equals Vlookup. I'm going to start it, left click on it, double left click on it, look up which value. We want this particular value, correct? Comma, the table array. I start typing students, and you should see that if anything that you have actually already labeled will pop up as an option for you. So I'm going to double left click on students. The next thing it says, give me the column index number. First name, remember, was the second column. And then the last thing is a true or false. If I write false, it has to be an exact match, okay? True means an approximate match that Excel gets to decide. I choose false match because false says if something's wrong here, let me know that there's a problem. Finish it off, I hit enter. Mary's name pops up. I'm going to go ahead and go back to Mary. I'm going to double left click and everybody falls into place. You can do the exact same thing for getting their last name. And with their last name, the only thing that's going to be different is you're going to be looking for the third column. All right, that's all you need to do for a Vlookup. You will oftentimes find that you will get a a value that doesn't make any sense to you, and that means that there was not an exact match. In that case, go back and investigate where you're getting your information. But that's a great way of bringing one sort of data over with data that you already have. Good luck. Hope you enjoy using it.